Uber and Lyft are shutting down their operations in Austin, Texas this morning after losing a battle over background checks. The city will require on-demand drivers to get fingerprinted. Voters rejected Uber and Lyft's proposal to self-regulate and do their own screening. Uber tells CBS This Morning, quote, "Disappointment does not begin to describe how we feel about shutting down operations in Austin." And Lyft tells us this: the rules don't allow true ride-sharing to operate. CBS News financial contributor Mellody Hobson is in San Francisco and joins us to discuss. So, Mellody, why does Austin want the fingerprinting, and why are Uber and Lyft against it?
Well, it's pretty simple. First of all, they say together, and they have a similar statement, that this slows down their process because this is a city-run process, this fingerprinting effort, and it'll make it harder for them to hire drivers quickly. But the real issue, I talked to a source at Uber, it's back to the same slippery slope about their business model and not wanting this to lead to these contract workers being considered employees, which would completely upend their business model. They would then be looking at benefits and a total different profit model, and that's not something that they want, and they want to fight fiercely against it.
Uber tells us that 30 states have already passed law recognizing Uber's form of background checks. So do they have a leg to stand on?
They actually do, because they say that their checks are actually much more stringent than even what the Austin is talking about. They did a check of 163 permitted drivers in Austin. 53 failed their test, and they said 19 of those individuals had serious criminal backgrounds. So they say theirs is actually tougher.
So where do you think all this is going?
I think it's hard to say. Part of the problem is there's no national standard. This all comes down to local jurisdictions. And it feels in some ways these organizations are making one step forward, two step backs. People love the service, but they're concerned about the safety. In San Antonio, both ride-sharing services lost this exact same thing. Uber left. They ultimately came back when they found a compromise. I think we're going to see a lot of compromise.
But if Uber's fears were realized, what would it mean to them? Would it dramatically reduce their margins?
It would. It absolutely would. It would change their business in a very, very big way. They also say it would change the drivers who would want to drive for them.
Well, the mayor of Austin's inviting them to come back to the table, so it seems like there's a door still open there. A lot of people like Uber. Used it in Louisville this weekend. It's very convenient.
Room enough for you and your hat.
Yes, room enough for me and my hat. You're right. And 2 children, too. They had on cats.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mellody. Thank you very much.
Thank you.